Hi everyone. Recording. Hi everyone. Welcome you for this session number 6 under unit 3. The session name is design of shafts and keys. Content, definition of keys and purpose of keys, types of keys and test MCQs. So design of key. What is how to design the key? So a key is a piece of mild steel inserted between the shaft and hub or boss of the pulley to connect these together in order to prevent relative motion between them. It is always inserted parallel to the axis of the shaft. Keys are used as temporary fastenings and are subjected to considerable crushing, shearing stresses. A keyway is a slot or recess in the shaft and hub of the pulley to accommodate a key. So what is key? Key is the mild steel piece. It is inserted between shaft and hub. Okay. So then coming to the next types of keys. What are the types of keys? The following types of keys are important from the subject point of view. So number 1, sunk keys, saddle keys, tangent keys, round keys, splines, and sixth one is berth key. So these are the 6 type of keys. So we will take the number 1, sunk keys. These are provided half in the keyway of the shaft and half in the keyway of the hub of the pulley. The sunk keys are of the following types. Okay, what is sunk key? So it is fitted half keyway of the shaft and half keyway of the hub. Then the types. A, rectangular sunk key. A rectangular sunk key is as shown in the figure. Taper is 1:100. The usual proportions of the key are. Okay. Second, saddle keys. These are fits in the keyway of the hub and positioned over the surface of the shaft. The bottom of the key may be flat or shaped to fit the curved surface of the shaft. These keys are used for light duties. Okay, so this is what about the saddle key. So these are fit in the keyway of the hub and positions on the surface of the shaft. Okay, next, tangent keys. These are fitted in a pair at right angle as shown in the figure. So each key is withstand torsion in one direction only. These are used in heavy duty shafts. Difficulty is fitting the main disadvantage of this key. Okay, so what about the tangent key? Right angle as shown in the figure. Okay, these are used to heavy duty. Right, what about the round keys? These are circular in cross section and fit into holes drilled partly in the shaft and partly in the hub. They have the advantage that their key ways may be drilled and reamed after the matting parts have been assembled. Round keys are usually considered to be appropriate for low power drives. So this is about round keys. So then coming to the square sunk key. The only difference between rectangular sunk key and square sunk key is that width and thickness are equal. So in the case of square width and thickness are equal. And parallel sunk key. The parallel sunk keys may be of rectangular or square section in form in width and thickness throughout. Okay. So then gib headed key. It is rectangular sunk key with a head at one end known as gib head. It is usually provided to facilitate removal of the key. So one side is provided with the head to usually facilitate the removal of the key. So then splines. Sometimes keys are made integral with the shaft which fits in the keyways broach in the hub. Such shafts are known as splines shaft. These shafts are usually have 4, 6, 10 or 16 splines. The spline shaft are relatively stronger than the shaft having single keyway. So these are the integral part of the shaft, okay, in the keyways, right? These shafts are usually have 4, 6 or 16. The spline shaft are used when force to be transmitted large proportion to the size of the shaft in automobile transmission and sliding gear transmission. So last one is a berth key. It is a rectangular key with ends beveled off. So the ends of the key is beveled off. The double beveled edge fit tightly against the top of the key and hence the tendency of twist is less. This key is used as a feather key and is subjected to compression. So then what are the forces acting on the sunk key? When a sunk key is used to transmitting the torque from shaft to hub, the following two types of forces act on the key. Number one, so there are two forces. Number one, forces, that is F1, due to fit of the key in its keyway. These forces produce compressive stresses in the key which are difficult to determine the magnitude. Hence these are neglected while designing of the key. Forces due to torque transmitted by the shaft. These forces produce shearing, compressive or crushing stresses in the keys. These stresses can be calculated by using the following equations. Considering the crushing or comparing of the key, capital T is equal to 1/4 sigma k h d l k. Considering shearing of the key, T is equal to 1/4 tau k b d and length of the key, where sigma k is equal to compressive or crushing stress of the key, h is equal to thickness of the key, d is equal to diameter of the shaft, lk is equal to length of the key, tau k is equal to shear stress of the key, b is equal to width of the key. So there is a note for whenever permissible or compressive or crushing stress twice the shear stress for the key material, then key must be squared. And MCQs. The taper on a sunk key is 1:100, A, B 1:50 and C 1:25 and D none of these. So the taper on the sunk key, what is that? So answer is A, 1:25. 1:100. Then second one, keys are generally made of dash. Which material is used to for the keys? Okay. So what is the right answer? Right answer is C. Keys are generally made of mild steel. References: Textbook of Machine Design, R.S. Kurmi and J.K. Gupta, S. Chand Publications, and second one is Introduction to Machine Design, V.V. Bhandari, McGraw-Hill Education Publication. Third one is Design of Machine Elements, Volume 1, Volume 2, J.B.K. Das, P.L. Srinivas Murthy, Swapna Publication. Thank you.